Hello. I'm going live. I pressed go. I haven't seen that button before, so I want to make sure it was going to work. So, how is everyone? I had a full load today. I started at 6 a.m. Eastern, and I ended at 8:30. Thank you for coming to my live, guys, and thank you for coming to my channel. Hello, Evelyn. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Danny. Thank you for coming. So I wanted to talk today about my classes. Um, I wanted to tell you guys about my classes that I had yesterday. I had a level 7 class yesterday, a new kid to me, and it was a really good class. He was very talkative. He had said he had been to the United States. He had been all around the United States. And so he was very talkative, and I showed him a picture of my neighborhood on my phone. And so I'll show you the picture that I showed him. It wasn't, I live in a very rural area. So maybe I showed him this one. So he didn't even see my whole face, but he was like, make sure you wear a mask. That's the first time that a student has urged me to wear a mask. And I told him I live in the country and I'm not near the cities. I wasn't even near people. So I don't know. To them, I think they believe that it's in the air or something. It's not just from person to person. And so that was kind of interesting. So then we got under the topic of he believes that I said, well, when do you think this is all going to be over? He said, well, it depends on what happens in the United States. Are people wearing masks? Are they quarantining? What's going on? And I said that, yeah, we're doing what we need to do. And that's about all I said. But he, kind of had the impression that, you know, tons of people are dying in America and that we are not, quarantining. And he kind of made me feel like he thought that all the kids are just sitting around playing video games, which may be partly true, but when you're quarantined, you're not going to really be studying and reading every second of every day. And I'm sure they don't either. So it was kind of interesting. So that kind of got me thinking, and I went to my phone and I looked up numbers and I put a picture on my Facebook about these numbers that I was just thinking about, like how many people are there in the United States? How many people normally die from January to April? And when I looked that up, it was really pretty close to how many people are dying right now, what they're saying from COVID-19, like all the deaths from January to April is about the same, maybe a few more than last year at this time, which is flu season and everything else. So when I compared the numbers, and this is from the CDC website, so it's their own numbers, it just made me think that, it just got me thinking. So why don't I encourage you to try it. Look at the numbers, look at the percentages, and think about it. Because I see, and you probably see a lot of, I understand that if we need to stay in because of the pandemic, that's important to keep everybody healthy, but then other things are happening so that we're not really showing care for people. Like we're willing to stay home, we're willing to give up our jobs, we're willing to give up our businesses for the sake of this illness. And yet at the same time, we're not really caring for the people who actually are giving up everything for our health. So I don't know. I just think it's a lot of mixed messages, a lot of mixed stuff. And so that's why I'm glad I have the Lord and I can pray about it and I can just trust in Him. Yesterday I was taking a walk, and I just thought, I only have one life to live and I can't really change the whole world. So all I can do is to make the best of this day. So that's what I encourage everyone else to do, is to make the best of each day. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I really am enjoying, yeah, I'm really enjoying my classes, and I'm enjoying having this outlet during this time, because most likely this is going to happen whether I was teaching VIP Kid or not. So I'm glad that I have this ability to keep going and to just have this something to do and a purpose. And I'm liking most of my classes, but honestly, I had probably the worst class ever today. This was a level 6 class, and oh man, it was terrible. Hello, Marianne. Hello, Casey. So I had the worst class ever this morning. She was a level 6, and um, she was older. And when she first came to the camera, I saw her face. And then the camera went off. And sometimes that will happen, like the internet will go in and out. Hello, Rayanne. Good morning. Thank you for coming. And thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much. So I was on the class with the girl. I saw her face, and then it went off. So I waited a little bit, and then I'm like, "Oh, I don't see your face. Is your camera on?" And she's like, "Well, my camera is broken. I can't fix it." So I'm like, "Oh, so I have to teach to a blank screen?" And she's like, "Yes." And so then I got to my phone and I contacted the fireman, and I said, "My student is not turning on her camera. Is this okay?" Because I didn't want them to hurry up and switch lines. I knew that it was that she wasn't turning on her camera. So then the fireman contacted my fireman on my class, and they said they were contacting the parent. They said the parent was not there, so the parent is going to call her. And so the whole time I'm doing this class, like, the kid is bombing. She couldn't read any. I mean, it was just so hard. It was about physical and chemical changes, which I have not done this class before. But I was like, I read over the slides and everything, and she was just not like, she wasn't pronouncing things correctly. She didn't know what anything was. She didn't know any of the answers. It was just a complete bomb. And I'm like, I hope this doesn't ruin my 5 Apple review. Like, I hope they don't blame me for this kid. And so the fireman actually put into the side, the fireman said, "We contacted the parents. You can mention it in the feedback." So I don't know what to say in the feedback, because I did not even finish all the slides. And usually I am a slide finisher. Like, I know how to finish the slides, but I just really didn't want to. Like, I was like not happy with this situation. Like, if the girl was new to VIP Kid, she was in the wrong level. She did not participate properly. Um, I don't know what it's going to be like. I will go ahead and, write to the LP or whatever. I don't know. But I just wanted to let you know, sometimes these things happen, and we just have to make it through, make it through the 25 minutes. It was not a fun class, and I was not happy, and I wish there was something else I could do, but I went ahead and went the full 25. I did not bother going extra time because of IT problems. If she had been a good student and she was almost done, I would have continued the class and made sure I finished, as well as I could, even if I had to go 1 or 2 minutes over. My student asked me a political question. She's smart. Yeah. Don't answer them, because you might have problems with that. Yeah. Some students you just have to push through best you can. Yeah. And I also had can't remember if that was the same. I think that was the same class that the firemen switched my class to the old classroom. And I was thinking, some people that are new to Vipkid might not realize there's old classroom and new classroom. So I am using my computer, and I will tell you the old classroom is like a familiar good thing. You know, you don't have the AR stickers, but it's a much like clearer camera, and it just seems like the lesson goes along so much easier. So, hello Laura, thank you for coming. So, I just wanted to share that, you know, sometimes classes are hard, you know, and you just have to get through it. And I am almost at 3,000 classes, almost. I'm inching up. I'm waiting till it hits 3,000. But yeah, it's very small percent that are like that. But it's hard when they're like that. And I did have one regular student today that did not show up. So I had a paid break in between my run of 6 classes. My poor 10-year-old trial was in the level 1 starlight. Poor baby had a hard time repeating. Wow, she was sweet and shy. I had her smiling by the end. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I had a starlight trial recently, and she was older too. And I ended up going back and redoing the whole story because we had so much time left. Yeah, thank you, Marianne. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to get the raise or not. I'm in Next month is my raise, and I just answered a question on the daily question thing that said if you need to get your background check redone. Is that on the even numbered contracts? I'm not sure if I need to get my background recheck. I'm going to have to look into that after classes today. I didn't finish all the slides. Oh, really? Interesting. I just thought it was really easy. So anyway, that's my report on my classes. So I'm really happy with the number of classes that I've been able to do since I've been home. It's kept me busy. My followers have not really gone up. My I just reached 800 students taught, which I don't think that's really good if I only have 177 followers, but I guess I get a lot of students. 800 students, that's pretty awesome. And I have 2,894 classes. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there to 3,000. And my month of renewal is May. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. So this month so far, I don't know how many courses. You used to be able to know how many lessons it is by the number of your pay, but I don't know. I have 995 students, only 151 followers. Okay. So I guess that's normal to have a lot of students and that many followers. Followers are strange. Mine don't go up. Mine was up at like 177, and then it'll go down 1 or 2 and then back up 1 or 2 and stuff like that. So I wanted to give a report on my step bet. So I am still doing the step bet now it's doing for April. Okay, so what you do for the step bet is you will get a goal. Okay, so you will have a goal. I have to do 8,973 steps for 4 active days and then 2 power days, 11,000, almost 12,000, no, 11,300 steps. So it did go up a little bit since my last step bet challenge. And then you get 1 free day. So what this step bet does is it will take what you have been doing and it will make a goal for you. And if you are consistent with the step bet, then it may go up a little bit each time. And so that's kind of cool. So that's what I've been doing. I also wanted to give a report on my gardening. My gardening is going well. I did buy some seeds. I went to Wednesday when I got my chicks, I got seeds and I forgot them at Tractor Supply. So my husband went back yesterday. Fortunately, they had the bag for me. So I have some seeds and I'm excited about growing beans. I'm planning on putting some of these out. I do have a video. I'm hoping to get some lettuce. Lettuce is something that's really expensive, but if you can grow it, it's really inexpensive to grow. So I'm going to be doing some lettuce and some other things like that. I also am making name tags. So if you guys are interested, if anybody wants a name tag, I'm charging $5 per name tag. So I'm going to do something really weird, but I'm going to run it out for a second and I'll be right back. Are you guys still here? Oh my goodness. So funny. All right, Kelly and Danny, you will be getting an an Apple iron-on teacher name tag in the mail. Haven't made it to the post office yet. Yes. Yes, those were fun. Thank you, Evelyn. Evelyn and I did some bartering, and so that's something else I wanted to mention. For maybe I had thought about it for Micah. He said he was having a hard time with his student and with his daughter. And I was thinking, maybe there are some VIP Kid teachers who each have kids, and you guys could barter lessons. You guys could barter lessons. Like, say, Danny has a kid that she wants to do a reading class with, and then Evelyn has a kid and she wants to do a reading class with. You guys could switch and you guys could teach each other's kid reading. I thought of that and I thought, sometimes it's easier to teach somebody else's kid. And, sometimes it's good for the kid to meet a new person. And sometimes it's more exciting for us, to put it out for other kids. And I'm teaching my granddaughter right now, and it's a lot of fun. We do just like VIP Kid, I'll do like a tic-tac-toe game. She'll get stickers. You could do like a little sticker chart, and then at the end of a few lessons you could send it in the mail, and it's America. It's only going to cost you 50 something cents to send the kid a card or a little chart or something, and it's not like sending it all the way to China. So I just thought, what a great idea, because I was thinking it would be cool to put this program in America. Like we could do VIP Kid American style. But then I'm thinking, VIP Kid teachers are home right now. Their kids are going crazy. When I teach my granddaughter, she's perfect. Like my daughter will contact me and she'll be like, "Can you do the lesson now? I'm going crazy. The kids are screaming. Everything's nutso." And then I get on and they're perfectly fine. So, yeah, so I would suggest that Danny and I could have a reading class game for both our 5-year-olds. Yeah, you could do all together. That's another thing. My granddaughter has been joining us for my music class. I have like a music class. And get everybody on a Zoom. Not everybody comes, but we've had like 5 or 6, 7 or 8 kids come to the music class, and we all just kind of meet up. I'll sing a couple songs. I'm working with them on different types of instruments. So like I printed these out at home, and we talk about the different types of instruments. And then I played the last music class, we played Peter and the Wolf, which is, all instruments, if you guys are familiar with that. It's a really fun instrumental. And if you go on YouTube, there's a really cool story with a book, and it has all the instruments, and each instrument has a different animal. And this is really awesome. Yeah, and so I was before this whole thing, I was teaching them the instruments, and we watched them all on YouTube. And so now I did the Peter and the Wolf, and I basically held up my phone on the Zoom call so everybody could kind of watch it, and I did about like 10 minutes of it. So then we'll do it again. And we talked about the instruments and what they sound like and which animal is which and all that kind of stuff. And my granddaughter has been participating with the music class, and she doesn't even know these kids, but she loves coming on to the music class. And the last time we showed our animals, they all showed their dogs, and we showed them our chick. My granddaughter showed her guinea pig and stuff. So it's a great way to interact during this time. So awesome. You guys are setting it up. I love it. And maybe you could suggest, other people to do it and get more people involved. And you don't have to like record it. Like I don't record it all because I did put one of my lessons on YouTube, and my daughter didn't really want it on YouTube. So then I made it private. So you could do that. Make it private. Don't make it like you're making a video. Just do it for the kids. And so, yeah. So that was a great thought that I had about that. I was thinking of Micah. I'm like, my kids would love to have Micah for a teacher, and his daughter would probably love to have, one of you guys for a teacher. And so, you could barter, and we can do this for each other during this time. So we don't have to necessarily pass money around, but we can help each other with services, right? And so, yeah, so that's something I had thought of. Also, I wanted to talk about, I did get some fabric for a green screen, but I have no idea how to do it. I've watched some videos, and so I am just really, I guess I'm the kind of like a hands-on learner. Like if somebody can come show me hands-on. Yes, you can use Zoom for free. The only reason I pay for it is so that you can go on YouTube live. You just can't go YouTube live, but you can do Zoom for free. It will record, and you can make a video with that and put it on YouTube or whatever you want to do with it. So you can download the video, you can do Zoom. If you do Zoom for free, there are a few stipulations. Like I think they limit the amount of people in the room, and they limit the fact that you can't go live with it. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't need YouTube Live, so you can do it for free. Yeah, YouTube Zoom is awesome. So, yeah. So if anybody does green screen, let me know because I don't know how to do green screen. Okay. So then I'm going to hopefully do green screen. Morgan has me like intrigued. I love the way she does her different backgrounds, and I love the Elsa one. That really got me because I have kids that like Elsa and stuff like that. All right, so I also wanted to talk about iPad news. Where's my iPad? So I got a new iPad, and I don't even know what I did with it. It's around here. Oh, here it is. So my husband got me an iPad. He was looking at them, and then he decided to get one. I didn't really ask for it, but yeah, I'll use it. So here's my new iPad, and I just wanted to share that if you have an iPad, I know Kim, she said she just got an iPad, and you need the HD app. If you watch my video, intro video, It will tell you about the HD app with the white corner. And that's my frenzy week coming up. And so if you go to, this is the classroom page. Thank you, Evelyn. I wished it was free, but it wasn't free. So here's the home button. And I did make a video I did a live on my iPad group. And this is what it has. It has the portal. You press done, you get to the classroom. Okay, so when you are doing your feedback, here I have some feedback to do. You can go to this part. This is like your portal. You press on your classroom. You can do your feedback. And then once you're done with the feedback and you submit it, it goes back to the classroom tab. So then you have to go back to home again, which I think is kind of weird, but I'm not the creator of all of it. And I really like doing feedback on the iPad because it's all touch screen. So when you get to those things where you have to click, really, I've only used it. So the other thing I really thought was awesome is that you can go watch the playbacks. You can watch the playbacks on your iPad. So if I go to one of mine that is already done, I do not want to go to my bad one that I did earlier today. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to happen. But when I did my feedback, I press, oh, that's what I would do. Press on feedback. So I'm going to go to missing, oh no, I'm going to go to all classes. And then I'm going to go to one that I've already done. I'm going to go to the feedback tab. Okay, so there's my feedback tab. This is one I did last night. Class playback. And there it is. Yeah, so I think that's really cool because when I was on vacation, I used my iPad mostly. And the only thing, sometimes I would go back and watch the playback, but I couldn't if I was only using the iPad. The only thing was I could not hear the student. Okay, she's moving now. When I was doing it last night, the student wasn't moving. And I could see me and I could hear me, but I couldn't hear the student. So, yeah, so that's a new thing that is cool with the iPad news. And the other thing I wanted to talk about today was Kelly is on it quick. The thing about it is if you're going to use the iPad for oh, I see. Okay. Oh, wow. I didn't even see it. Now I'm curious. You'll have to tell me later what happened. Um, the thing I wanted to talk about today was things you can do with your phone. I know that there are still some people in this group that do not use Google Slides. And I wanted to show you this one person. I'm sorry, but I am not really good at names. But there are creators of these Google Slides that deserve to be named. But I watch all of your on my iPad while doing other things. Oh, that's a great thing because I usually use my phone, and your phone is kind of tiny, so the iPad is a nice big screen when you're doing other things. So this is a reward that I used last week, and it's called a bunch of cupcakes. So you can hold it up and you can ask the kids if they want chocolate or vanilla. And so they say chocolate, you got chocolate cupcakes. Have you guys seen this one? And then you can have them choose strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla. And say they pick strawberry, you got strawberry. Say they pick chocolate, you got chocolate. Say they pick vanilla, you got vanilla. Usually I don't do more than one, but I do this. It's kind of designed to do like 5 things. So every 5 minutes, I let them choose. Um, yes, we want to see you, Marianne. Yeah. Yeah, I love Marianne's videos. Okay, so you can say 1, 2, or 3, and there you've got some cupcakes. And then I will talk about different things while I'm doing this, kind of like as an extension, not just a video kind of thing. Oh, you like chocolate? Some of my kids will pick chocolate, 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 and chocolate, but some don't. There's strawberry, or if they pick chocolate, here's chocolate. And then there is, do you want milk or coffee? This is Google Slides. Yes. There are so many different ways that people are making rewards. And so if you pick coffee, it's that one. If they pick milk, okay, it's not letting me go backwards. There. If you pick milk, it's this one. So what I do is it's designed for 5 different things. So I don't usually go back and forth. I just let them pick one, put it down for 5 minutes, pick one, down for, and I don't do this every day, but this one was really fun. And I use this like all day for all my kids for every class, no matter what the age. And it was really a fun day. There are lots of different things that you can use that are Google Slides, and all of this is free. And you just set it up. Maybe when I get caught up, it's really like when you watch the videos and you do step by step. I'm not sure how long it took me to figure it out, but once you do that, you're good. Like you don't have to go back and relearn it. So here's Dino's mystery box. You can pick 1 or 2. Or you can say green or blue. And then it will be a prize. Yay, it's Hello Kitty. And that's a mystery box. Then you press next, 1 or 2. Oh, it's a beautiful butterfly. I have not made any of these myself. These are all stuff other people have made, and I just use them. And they tell us they're for free, and I appreciate it very much. There are also some about landforms. There are some about, like this one is has animals. This I believe is a some of them are find a stars. I do a lot of find a stars where you are going to have numbers 1 through 10, and you have the student pick a number, and they will either get a reward or they will get a star, or both. And then you can use it as a extension as well. So that's the sea urchin, and it's really fun. And so that is a really fun thing to do with your phone. I also have the spinner reward, which I have a video about. It's called Decision Roulette. So that's another thing you can do with your phone. And some people say, I'm a I am a minimalist. Okay. So this is something you could do as a minimalist. You could use free rewards. So you can just like make your own. This one I just kind of put together with funny faces of myself. But you could do anything, any kind of pictures that you can plug in there. And and there you have a picture. And you can laugh about it, you can talk about it, and use it for extension. You could put food on there and stuff like that. Yeah, I do both. My kids never know what I'm going to pick that day. I also have these, which teacher Casey had mentioned. I lost my number 4 today. I have to figure that one out. But I have these that I use. I printed these off from Teachers Pay Teachers. It was like maybe $5 to get the download, and then you print it off yourself. I have lots of other things, but I just wanted to talk about things you can do with your phone today. Another thing you could do with your phone is you could just take pictures around your neighborhood and you could talk about those. Like every 5 minutes, share a picture around your neighborhood. This is my neighborhood today, out my window with all of my plants. So you could do that as well. You know, just pick 5 pictures. You could make folders. You could do little videos if you want, things like that. You can look up pictures online and use those. Those are just some ideas that I had for just using your phone for class. Trust me if I say it is easy, it is easy. Yeah. So there are lots of things. So like say you go on vacation or you're going yeah, maybe someday. You're a minimalist. You don't have a lot of props. Look stuff up on your phone. Like during class every now and then I will look stuff up on my phone as well. But most likely in the Google Slides, they have this little slide kick is what you that's the collection of all of the slides, and you can press on that, and you can press the middle button, which is rewards, and you will see they have 7,665 items. So most likely they have figured out whatever you want, it's there. So, like this one is indoor skiing. I've never seen that one. Wow. It says indoor skiing, but it doesn't look like it's indoors. But let me check it out. Indoor skiing, find a star. Oh, oh, that is so funny. I guess they're practicing skiing. And so, if you have a lesson with skiing, you can use that. So there are so many different rewards. There are find a star is FAS. There's pick one. There's treasure hunt. There's puzzles. There's just regular picture words. There's so much stuff. Colors for pictures, work people do, pictures. You can even look it up by lesson. Like here's one, level 5, unit 11. So, hey, Micah, I was talking about you earlier. We just talked about earlier about bartering and setting up a day for the kids to meet up on Zoom. And I mentioned how that we could trade off teachers. Like if you have a teacher friend that has a kid your kid's age or anything, like you could trade, you do a half hour with her kid and she does a half hour with your kid. And then you can get your kid another teacher at no extra cost. So Danny and Evelyn have already set up a time to do that. I think they're gonna just meet up on Zoom and practice with Zoom that way. But what I do with my granddaughter is I usually teach her at like let's see. Usually it's after classes, maybe like 10:30. Okay, thank you, Danny. Usually my class it's like 10:30 a.m. or so. And we just touch base, and I have a link that's a recurring link, so she just goes on to that link, and I usually teach her for about an hour every day. But you could set up a time and you could meet up, maybe once a week or twice a week or something like that, and then your kid could have another teacher other than yourself, and so that would be awesome. Yeah. If you guys meet up, Evelyn, tell me because I could get my granddaughter to come too. And maybe sometime, like not every time, because maybe too many people would not be good, but she's 6. She would love that. And yeah, so let me know because I'm thinking I wouldn't be there, but then I could be there and just watch you guys. And then my granddaughter could do it. Yeah, that is so cool. Good job, Marianne. I think you'll like it. You could be the teacher. Okay. Maybe for the first time, because you guys have to trade off, right? Okay, I love it. I think my granddaughter, we do have like a book that we go over. Like she has the book and I have the book. Yeah, that sounds great, Evelyn. I love it. So, what we could do is for this type of thing, maybe we could just like we could I could type out a story and and send it to everyone that's going to come to the Zoom, and all the kids could read a line or something like that. And we could practice the words in that one story. Oh, this is so exciting. I love it. Yeah, so I just really think that the USA should tap into the amazing talent that we have in the VIP kid teacher community. Um, I'm just amazed. I mean, I know that our teachers are awesome and America has amazing teachers, but our schools are just not doing it because we have way too many kids in there. We are spending plenty of money trying to put that into education, but the current system is not working for everyone. I mean, it works for some people, but it doesn't work for everyone. And, I think there are more kids that can do more if and I believe the teachers are discouraged, and that's why they reach out to VIP Kid. They're like, I love this job. It's just, I love to teach and I want to teach. So, anyway, yeah. Casey's getting tired, I know. So, anyway, I just wanted to share some rewards that you can do on your phone. So, I mentioned Google Slides, I mentioned the decision roulette game. I have not done apples to apples, and Catherine Davis, she has a really good video on that. She really likes apples to apples. I have not downloaded that one. That is like $10. And I've heard that that's really great too. So, and then you can also look up pictures on your phone and different things like that. And I love using my phone for a lot of things. And Micah, if you're still here, I don't know if you're still here or not. I did mention the step bet, and that really works for me to kind of push me to it's what I want to do. What is app Micah, stars to apples. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm talking about stars to apples. Yeah. Hello, Amy Lou. Happy Saturday. Yes, it is snowing here. It is really like it was snowing the other day, and I thought this is the last cold day that we're going to have. But it is snowing today. This is out my window. And it is still snowing. This was earlier today. You never use it. You should look at Catherine Davis's video. She has a video. She loves it, she said. She loves the app. She almost got me to buy it, but the thing is I have so many rewards right now. Um, oh, you have to go, Ray Ann. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, we'll have to put out a message about that. That was just completely a brainstorming thing because I saw Micah's video and I saw that, he was kind of getting a little bit discouraged. And I'm thinking, we don't, it is hard. I mean, it's hard for us to have to go through this. It's hard for our kids to have to go through this. And I know that my kids, and don't take that as a bad review. It isn't. I just never use it. Yeah, you told me about it, Micah, the stars to apples. And that's why when I saw Catherine's, I'm like, I guess some people really do like this. And it kind of puts everything in one place. But if you use Google Slides at all, you're probably get everything you need. There's 8,000 rewards in the Google Slides now. So, do you really need more? But her video was kind of cool. I don't really play tic-tac-toe because I feel like to me I don't know. I don't really like tic-tac-toe personally, but honestly my granddaughter loves tic-tac-toe. So I pulled this one out for her. I got these from teacher Lisa way back when I first started. Never used them. She has like magnets on the back. They were already laminated. I'd never used them. But then my granddaughter wanted to play tic tac toe. So then I pulled these out. And she loves tic tac toe. Like she'll play it forever. She's a funny kid. She's not like any of my kids in that regard. She loves to play games and she'll play the same game over and over and over and over. She likes Trouble, she likes tic tac toe, and she loves to play games. So that one worked for her. So he can't cheat. Yeah. Maybe you could teach our kiddos one time. Yeah. Yeah, you could trade off teachers. That would be fun. And trade off ideas because the idea is to give the parents a break. Like when I do teach my granddaughter, it's not that my daughter can't teach her, it's like giving my daughter a break, and she doesn't have to, she knows that her daughter's learning and she's having a productive half hour to an hour, and she doesn't have to be right there monitoring everything that goes on. Yeah. Oh, really, Evelyn? A genius at tic-tac-toe? I don't know. I have a hard time with that because most of the time, like, nobody wins. So, I don't really like tic-tac-toe, but I don't mind it with the words because then I feel like they're actually learning something while they're doing it. So, yeah, going back to what was I talking about? So anyway, yeah, so that's what I do, with Google Slides and that kind of thing. It's just I do like to use my phone a lot. I don't use it every single day. I use all different types of rewards. For a few classes, I didn't use a reward. One of my classes was a level 6, and I mentioned that earlier in the video. And I just didn't use a reward at all because she really needed help just getting through the class. And then my last class of the day today showed up 7 minutes late. So I didn't use a reward. I figured we're just going to get through it. And we actually had a little bit of time left. So we drew, he had fast and slow in the lesson. So we drew a snail. And I said, is the snail fast or slow? And he said slow. And we were done for the day. So that was how that went. Yeah. So, hello, Candy Addicted. Hello. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, so it is snowing here in New Hampshire. So I am like, I wanted to do some gardening like outside. I planted some seeds yesterday and I wanted to get some gardening done, and it's snowing and cold. Another day of snow and cold. Blah. So I am doing okay. A student emailed. Oh, wow. I didn't know they could do that. I didn't know that either. Wow. I mean, honestly, how am I? Yesterday, I was really kind of like down because I'm like, I am fine being home. Like, I have plenty of things to do. I am a creative person. I don't have a problem being home. But I do have a problem thinking about our economy totally going down the drain. That part really is getting me down yesterday. And so I am thankful for this job. I'm thankful for my teacher friends that I have online that I can communicate with. And I feel like we kind of have kindred spirits, and we relate to each other in more than just one way. Give me liberty or give me death. Yeah, like I agree. That's what I can't figure out what's going on here. My state is New Hampshire. Our motto is live free or die. So, what in the world are we doing? I have friends in our state that are fighting to try to lift some of the restrictions. I saw a video yesterday that was quite disturbing of people all over the world being forced with, what do you call it, brute force to go home and things like that. And the problem is, if this is all about, oh, I don't want you to get everybody sick, it's, I'm staying home so that I won't get sick, so I won't take the bed from another person at the hospital. Okay. But do you love me? Do you care about me? Or do you just not want my germ? You know, it's like, I don't get it. It's, there's a lot of contradictions. And there was a story that I put up on Facebook that some of you read about the, hello, Kim. Good to see you. And Kim is ordered one of my name tags that should be coming in the mail soon. And let's see. Yeah, there's just so many contradictions. And the problem is, if you really care about me, then give me some food. Said, well, they did give us some money. But the problem is that money is not going to last long if we have no job. You know, you can give me, okay, so give me $1,000 and that will replace how many weeks of work? And then when I go back and I have no job, what am I going to do then? And the you know, the problem is, over time it's just not going to be enough to replace everything that has been torn away. And who cares, right? Who cares about all of these things if you don't have freedom? I don't know where it is, the post that I had about the contradictions, but some of you are friends on Facebook, so you've probably already read it. So, yeah. So for a single person, if you don't have rent to pay, like my daughter, she got a job as a leasing agent at an apartment complex in another state. I'll just say that, in another state. And she's willing to work. Like, she is perfectly fine. She wants to work, and she worked for a few weeks. And she had like her own little office, and people could not even come in unless she let them in. So she only had like one person at a time. And it was low crowd stuff. But she said that they're actually furloughing people because people are turning in their keys for their apartments. Like, they can't pay their rent, so they're just moving in with friends and stuff like that. And they're not fixing anything. And then all of this money is going to have to be paid back. Like, this is just a loan. So our taxes are going to go up maybe once we start working. So then maybe like half of our pay is going to go toward taxes. And then what? It's just getting crazy. So funny things will start happening to the economy if they just start throwing trillions of dollars around. Yeah. And so I was really anxious about that last night, and I was just really thinking, you know, are we going down a hill? Like, one time my mother was we were at the top of the hill and it was snowy and icy, and we were in a car, and at that time we didn't have all seat belts and car seats. We had the car like full of kids, and my mom was like, "We're going down." And there was like nothing we could do. We were just sliding down the hill, and we actually did hit the car at the bottom of the hill. But like, she turned off the car, like she did everything she could to make us go as slowly as possible, but we actually did hit the car and nobody got hurt. But is this what's happening? Like, are we going down a hill? Like, I don't want to depress anyone, but but the truth is, I only have one life and I can take it one day at a time. And so I thought of that last night. We have one day at a time, and we don't have to worry about the end. We don't have to worry about tomorrow necessarily. All we can do is what we can do today. So just try to keep calm and just deal with today. I just got two of your name tags. We really didn't get enough for all of us. My husband is getting minimally paid, so he can't get unemployment. Oh, wow. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. So Pam, she got some of my name tags, Pamela, and yeah, we don't. My husband just got like last week. He got 3 days of work. They told him to go home for the last 2 days, and they told him to apply for unemployment. But I don't know if that's even going to work. So we don't know. So I'm just working now, and I'm just saving my money for VIP Kid. And it's not really that much either, but it's something. And yeah, therefore be not anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. Yeah. So we just do what we can today. And, thinking about that God is with me, He promises to never leave me nor forsake me. So I have been through a lot. Like, I've had 13 children, and He has been with me every single time. And no, it wasn't easy. Some people are like, "Oh, you had 13 kids, you must just like put them right out." No, every single one was its own trial and trouble. But God has gotten us through. And God has given my middle child, she's her middle child. She has 6 older and 6 younger. And these are some of my kids. This is my daughter. She's the middle child. She lives in Georgia. And she is actually working at a hospital, and she's not a nurse. She's a scribe. So she doesn't even get paid like a nurse's pay. They get paid like really, really low amount for working at a hospital. But she is such a hard worker, and she is doing it. And she has a 4-year degree, but she wants to be a nurse now. Her degree's in science. So she is set to go. She's going to start school in the summer. I think she's going to do some of it online. So nursing school online, and she's going to start in the summer, and she still wants to be a nurse even after all this. So I have some strong kids. I have this one right here. He's in Kentucky. He got stuck in Kentucky because he left Florida. He had to leave college. And that's what's really sad. The kids that had to leave college, and, the seniors that miss high school and that kind of thing. But he had to leave college, and he went to visit a friend, a girl that's a friend, and her family. And he got stuck there because I said, don't come home, because it was right at the time where everything was going crazy. And so he has a job to start like landscaping as soon as they allow that to happen. So he's going to be there for a while, and he's hoping to work in Connecticut during the summer. We'll see how that goes. And then this guy right here, he was in South Carolina. He had to come home from college as well. And he had to, they're both doing their college year online. He's doing his third year, and he's doing his first year college online. And this girl over here works at Chipotle, and they're still open. So she's a manager of Chipotle, and they are still open. So she's doing really well too. She's crazy. She is hard worker, and she's probably, well, she was probably the most ninja person about physical fitness. I don't know how well she's doing since she's managing Chipotle, because they keep her busy all the time. But she was going to the gym like all the time. She was doing arm wrestling and all kinds of stuff. Hey, Laura. Did the ice cream shop shut down? Actually, the ice cream shop has not shut down, but we asked our daughter to not go for now. So she's taken a few weeks off, and she's really wanting to get back there. So we're thinking about it, because it's not shut down, but they don't like let anybody eat inside the ice cream shop. And so we want to go down and see if they have any measures to kind of keep people like back off from the counter. We have heard of people in our town who had COVID. Down the street, there was a family. They all had COVID. The 2 parents about my age, they both had it. and 2 adult daughters both had it. It was terrible. It was really hard. But I saw yesterday the mom posted that they're all better and they're out of quarantine, whatever that means, because we're all in quarantine, but they're out of quarantine. They're probably better off because now they have immunity, right? And so they are doing well. So they were probably like a fourth of a mile down the road, like 5 or 6 houses, but we live on a country road. So yeah, so I don't know. Like, okay, this is really, 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 really weird. Okay. So things are not opened up. The schools have already been declared closed in our state for the rest of the year. Usually, schools in our state will be in session till the mid to end of June. So they've already decided May. Our governor, who is usually pretty conservative, said no schools, but he's opening the campgrounds. Now, I live in New Hampshire. Um, I live in New Hampshire. I'd probably rather they close the campgrounds or maybe open them just for in-staters. But I live in New Hampshire right here, so we are next to Massachusetts, which is one of the highest. They have a really high reports of COVID. And New York isn't far. So we have people that come from all over. Maine is its own kind of vacation state, but they are planning to open the campgrounds. So I'm like, if you can open the campgrounds, you might as well open the whole state because why would you want to open campgrounds for people to come and hang out? Like, that's going to be weirder than actually working. Like, if you're working and you have measures in place to keep everybody safe, I would think that would be better than having a campground and having everybody hang out because everybody is going to want to visit. And so I was like kind of lit up about that last night. I'm like, seriously? Like, if you're going to close a state or if you're going to open the campground, just say the campgrounds are open, but only for in-staters. You can't come from out of state and camp out. Can I be governor? Hello, Grace. Thank you for stopping. So, Amy Lou, Texas schools are closed too for the rest of the year. Yeah. I kind of figured it was going to happen, but when they actually announced it, it made me really sad. Yeah. So the ice cream shop is still open. We have a restaurant. You can look it up online. It's called The Tuckaway. It has actually been on TV. What's the guy that does the grocery games? Guys, grocery games. Attracts people from all over. It's amazing. Thank you for the gift card. Oh, nice. Grace Hope, thank you for taking care of Evelyn. Minnesota schools are still in limbo, but I'm not too hopeful with the new reopen guidelines. We still haven't had a day of declining numbers. The pregnant lady at Wife's Hospital went home a while back. Yeah, that story, Micah, really encouraged me because hello, Tim. Wow, thank you for coming, guys. Yeah, that story really encouraged me. I have a friend that I interviewed. Her name is Joanne Aronson. I interviewed her on my channel, and she lives in Ecuador. And I'm sorry, I have spelled it incorrectly, Ecuador. And I met her because she was on my iPad group. Oh, right. The baby was taken by C-section, 28 weeks, but doing great. Awesome. Um, I decided to stay put in one state as a person with his partner who works all over for running race company. They are in a private one. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to say penalize people because I know some people camp like going around and some people live at campgrounds. But the mother, and it worked. Used remdesivir on the mother. It's been a big topic in the news now that this drug works. Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah. So, yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh, Joanne, Joanne. So she's in Ecuador, and I met her because she was on my iPad group, and she messaged me privately. She was in this really bad situation. She is a really interesting person. She has lived in China for several years. She lived in Korea, I believe she said, for a couple years. And she's a few years older than me. And she met this person, I think, online. And she decided she's going to go to Ecuador to help this lady. And because of VIP Kid, she can work at Ecuador and still, live there and help someone, like kind of like as a missionary type thing. And so she went, but the situation was terrible. And she kept like messaging me, calling me. I'm like, I'm praying for you. Then she'd be like, should I cancel classes? I'm like, run for your life, Joanne. Like, who cares about VIP Kid right now when your life is in jeopardy? But the Lord took care of her, and she found a new place to live. And you can look at the interview that I had with her. It's really awesome. But she is from New York, and her son lives in New York, and he came down with COVID as well, but he is doing better too. He worked some job where he was constantly working, like even double shifts and everything. And then he came down with it. But he is doing better. So, there are a lot of people who do recover from it. And some patients that recovered from COVID are testing positive. There are 6 weeks on lockdown. It was terrible here for a while, but we are flattening the curve and doing much better. We are restricted and everything is closed. Wow. Yeah. And that's the thing. I have an iPad group on Facebook, and there are a lot of people on there that use their iPad for traveling, whether they use it, all the time. Like Joanne, she doesn't even use her iPad much, but she has it as a backup. And she said it did help her while she was in Ecuador. She had to revert to the iPad. And I was like, be careful, if you drop it. She's like, oh, yeah, I've already dropped it. It's all cracked. The screen is all cracked, but it still works. So, yeah, so a lot of people, and I am able to kind of interact with some people that are teaching around the world, which I think is really awesome to do. But during this time, like Joanne, she was able to continue her classes. I'm not sure she even ended up canceling. She might have canceled one class. I got a renewed iPhone XS Max. Ooh, that's interesting. I've not even seen one of those. Can you teach on that? That's interesting. Um, so anyway, I said at the beginning of this video that I had a level 7 student who was talking to me about, make sure you wear a mask, and he's saying how the numbers are. Oh, okay, you can't teach from it. So, did you see, Micah, that you can now watch the playbacks on your iPad? I'm not sure if it's because of the new app or if it's the capability on the iPad, because I just got a new iPad too. It's a phone, the big iPhone 10. Wow. Yeah. So, that was kind of cool that I found out, because I got a new iPad and it works pretty good. It's a little bigger than the other one that I had. And whoops, I did have to pull it out yesterday to teach off of it. And it has a keyboard with it and everything. So I was able to watch the playback when I was doing the feedback. I really like doing feedback on the iPad. It's really great. Right now I'm using my MacBook Pro that I did get fixed. A friend of mine actually fixed it for me. And I'm using it, and I'm looking at doing green screen. I have the green fabric, and I really want to do green screen, but I am I have to just really figure it out. I wish I had someone that could come and show me in person, but I'll have to figure it out on my own, I guess. And the sun is coming out. It is still snowing here. Tomorrow it is supposed to be 60 degrees. So keep that in mind. I have a friend that is also messaging me that I want to add to this video. My friend, I'm not sure if I dropped my phone or what. Oh, here it is. I put on my page that I have a friend that is in Honduras. And if you're a friend on Facebook, you can see my friend. His name is Barry Ritchie, and he's in Honduras. And if you go to my page, you'll see some of his videos. And if you think of him, say a prayer for him. If you have $5 or $10 to throw his way, let me know, because he's the kind of person. I've known him for 25 years. And I knew him when he was in the States working. He's a mechanic. And he is the kind of person that would give you the shirt off his back. Honestly, he gave us a car. When we actually traded cars once, because we had a car that the engine blew, and he had a car that the body on it was broken. So we merged the two, and he gave us a different car. And so he's just an amazing person. And he has been in Honduras, I think it's been maybe 10 or 15 years. And he is in the middle of the COVID outbreak. He is bringing food to people that would not get food otherwise. He is working with the police and with the authorities to help people. And he's just a regular guy. Like, he is just amazing. If you have a chance to go there, or you could message me and I can give you more information. I was going to set up like a GoFundMe, but I'm like, I just gave him money directly. I can put it right into his PayPal account. So if you want to either give me a few dollars, like I'm thinking $5, $10, I can give it him immediately. I gave him money. So I figured, he is going to multiply that money, and he needs it every day. He told us one time, when he goes to be with the Lord, he wants to go with zero in his bank account, because he wants to use it for the Lord. And yesterday he messaged me and said that he was bringing flowers and food, and they were going up to the mountain, and there was going to be a wedding. And he brought another lady to have surgery on her gallbladder. And he said they opened her up. They couldn't believe she was in so much pain. It was so bad. And this lady cleans prisons. She shares the gospel. She helps people. My daughter, the one that I told you that works at Chipotle, she went to his ministry when she was 15. And I told her, I said, "You're too young. I don't want you going to Honduras at 15 years old." And the Lord just kept breaking down all of those reasons why I didn't want her to go. She went there at 15 years old, and she came home and she's like, Mom, when we say we don't have any food, she's like, they really don't have any food. Like, the mom, she was making like biscuits, and she didn't have any flour. So she put together everything she had. It's all in a bowl. Somebody knocks at the door, brings her exactly what she needed. My daughter witnessed this. So I know this man personally. He is an amazing person. And if I could help him get, an extra $10 other than what I can give, then I just figured I'm just going to throw it out there and just keep sharing his story, because he is there for the duration. Like, he's not the kind of missionary where he comes home every so many years. He has given his life to Honduras, and he did that from the very beginning of his start. Like, we knew him when he was a mechanic. He had his kids in the Christian school. I babysat his kids. And he's been through a lot. And he's doing something I could never do. So if I can throw him a few dollars, then if it helps, I know he will use it, and I know he will make it work, and he's so appreciative. If I gave him $10, he would be like over the moon appreciative. And so just yeah, if I could instrumental, you know. So I did have his email online, but he said he doesn't want his email online. He wants me to just do it inconspicuously so that he doesn't have a problem with the email, because things are different in Honduras, right? So yeah, he's an amazing person, and he always has been, and he hasn't always been a missionary. He was a lay person for many years in a church, and that's the kind of people they have always been, like give 150% to everything they do. And so we've been friends all these years, and I wish that I was rich and I could just pass it on to him, but we're not rich either. So yeah, I know some people who are really skilled at saving money but unwilling to help anyone in need. Yeah. Yeah. Well, some people feel like, they need to save their money so that maybe someday they will have it when they need to help someone. But I don't know. It just seems like a habit. The more you keep it, the more you want it. Now, I do have some money saved up a little bit, tiny bit from VIP Kid. It's not going to go far, but at least it's a little bit. Like whenever I think of it, it's really not that much. But I think the Lord will bless when we're generous and we give to others, and the Lord sees that, he sees that. Doesn't mean that our money is going to grow in the bank, but God is going to see our heart of being giving and generous, and then he is going to bring out the blessings in ways we would not expect. So I want to be remembered as someone who loved generously and cared for those in need. It's strange. I help people randomly. I know this sounds bad, but sometimes I feel like you enable people by giving them money. That could be true. And I've known people like that. That's why I'm telling you right now, this man that I'm talking about, he is not like that. Like you have to read his stuff and you'll know what kind of person he is, because his stuff is what it is. He is the real deal, and he's independent. Like he doesn't work for a company, and he is an independent, just there, just sink or swim, he's there. So thank you for stopping by, Laura. We're doing an online teacher meetup. Awesome. It depends on the situation. Yeah. My sister was bad like that. Turned out she was, oh dear, yeah. Oh man, Micah, I know what you're talking about. I helped a lady once, and I brought her with me to move a friend of mine who was losing everything. This friend of mine, her husband was an engineer. She had, like, I knew her for years. She had all the nicest things, and she was always very kind and generous to me. Like, if we went out to eat, she would pay for me. And she would, take my son on a vacation with her son. And she was always very generous to me. And then she went through bad times. She lost everything. And it just so happened this girl came to my church, and she was getting off of drugs, and she needed somebody to hang out with. So she hung out with me. I'm like, oh, sure, hang out with me for the day. My friend is moving. And, you can come hang out, help us move or whatever, and I'll spend time with you, whatever. So we got to my friend's house, and my friend was giving away like nice furniture, really nice everything, and we couldn't give it away. Like I didn't know people that would come take it. I finally had a friend that came with a truck to take all the stuff and hopefully give it to charity. And I'm like, if this girl was really on drugs and she needed the money, like she would have somebody come with a truck. Well, it turns out that I'm pretty sure she took my friend's wedding ring out of her bathroom, because after that day my friend couldn't find the wedding ring. But my friend had lost everything, so she wasn't really mad about it, but I was really upset. I'm like, okay, so she knew what she was doing, and she took what she wanted. And she also took another ring, which I ended up getting back because it had my friend's son's name on it. So that was God, because this girl gave it back to me, somehow I got it back. I don't remember the story, but she probably tried to pawn it and they wouldn't give it. They wouldn't give her any money for it because it was somebody's senior ring. And I got it back. And so my friend was happy that I got it back. And I also, I also, my friend that lost everything, I also kept some of her family pictures and she lost like everything. I've never seen anybody go through anything like that. And I didn't have a place to store all of her stuff. Um, and it was kind of sad. And but she did get her son's wedding senior class ring back, and I have her family pictures, so that's a blessing. That she thought she had lost all of that. She put everything in storage and then all of that got taken too because it's a long story. It was a very sad story and was due to mental illness of her husband actually. So and she'd spent her life taking care of him, but there was no like there's nothing for a family member that takes care of someone. But if the hospital does it, then the hospital gets all of the money, right? So it was very sad. But my friend is doing fine now. She made it through like two really, 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 really rough years. And she's okay now. She has an apartment, she has a car, she has what she needs, she has food. She's good. So it worked out. So anyway, so hello, Luann. Wow, everybody's just stopping in. Wow, I'm like thinking I need to be done, but I'm really enjoying seeing everybody pop in. 11 people, 7 likes. Thank you. Nobody's going to want to watch this video though. 1 hour, over 1 hour long. So for you new people that are stopping in, at the beginning of this video, we were talking about the suggestion of bartering for teaching time for your children. How about that? So we were talking about, you can get together with another VIP kid teacher. Either you teach their kid and they teach yours, or we were talking about getting a Zoom together for the kids, privately, not on YouTube or anything. And they could meet up and we could, maybe switch around teachers for different things. I do a music class. I do the music class twice a week with my students from my school. And I just do like a half an hour and we do different things. I also teach my granddaughter. That's every day. I teach her every day for an hour. And I use a lot of my VIP kid ideas and I do like games. We do reading. She has her own little whiteboard. We had it sent by Amazon. So she has a whiteboard like this. We do spelling. She needs to review her like letter sounds, and we do the Abeka book curriculum, which has phonics just like what we teach in VIP Kid. And it starts out with phonic sounds, and it also has like high frequency words. So we review those, and right now we're doing long, short vowels and long vowels. So we did some of these today. And then Abeka has you like mark the vowels. So we're doing that. So I will do like write the short letter words and write the long vowel sound words, and AY is a special sound. So we talked about maybe bartering. Maybe you guys could meet up with different teachers and barter for time, and that would give you a break, and give your own kid a teacher. A lot of these online schools, like my kids teachers, they might like meet up once a week or something like that, but they're not really meeting up with them every day or on a regular basis. I'm doing my music class every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. So I just put a Zoom link out and I'm like, anybody who wants to come can come. It's not like public or anything like that. And we just meet up and we sing a few songs. The kids show their dogs. and you could do something where you are just, connecting with another teacher. And like when I teach my granddaughter, it's a break for my daughter, right? Because she has three kids. The oldest is 6, and she has a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So that's a lot in being in quarantined. And so every morning at like 10:30 or 11, I will teach her for like an hour. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, it might be like a half an hour because then she comes to our music class and she can see the other kids. So Discovery Puzzle Maker is a fun resource to make word searches, crossword puzzles. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And the other idea for my granddaughter, I told my daughter, you can print out a chart, like 1 to 100 chart. I don't know how Micah's daughter is on numbers, but my granddaughter was acting like she didn't know her numbers very well. And so you print out a grid and you could, write in a few of the numbers and have your kid write in the rest of the numbers. Or you could have them write in like count by 2s, count by 5s. And that's very important, skip counting, because that will help the kids as they get into multiplication. So for the younger kids, I know for my VIP Kids students, we've done skip counting. And I don't know if public schools really do skip counting as much, but that is something I used to do with my kids when I homeschooled, was print out that 1 to 100 chart and then have the kids like every day even write in a different set of numbers in the 1 to 100 chart. And as long as they're writing things down and they're making progress and they are learning even though it might not seem like it. So, second grade. Okay. So my granddaughter is 6. She's in first grade, but obviously this is kind of like the end of first grade. I taught Abeka and they are pretty advanced. They start teaching the kids a lot of stuff right away. So, but counting to 100, she can count to 100. Like my daughter was like, she can't even count past 20, like she was getting mixed up from 15 to 20, but I think she was just having a bad day because I worked with her yesterday and she was fine. So, but yeah, we do have to keep the kids intellectually stimulated because, they're going to lose some of that. I mean, normally kids lose a little bit over the summer anyway, but just keeping reading, and keep on just doing something. But that was an idea I had, was to just meet up and see what happens, see what happens with bartering. Evelyn and I have bartered a little bit with with our skills. What am I good at? What is she good at? And let's trade. And so we can do that with a lot of things. So be creative, and that's it. So I'm just going to say, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. And thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Micah and Tim and Luann. Thank you so much. And let's see, Grace Hope, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Amy Lou, Laura, everyone. Candy, thank you. And we will see you. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.